Lot many people don't seem to be in a mood to come today. Okay. So, when we talk of sulfonation of phenol, see what happens is, phenol reacts with sulfuric acid. This is a temperature dependent reaction. Phenol reacts with concentrated sulfuric acid, okay, at room temperature. At room temperature to form orthophenol sulfonic acid. To form orthophenol sulfonic acid. Orthophenol sulfonic acid. Okay. Now what happens is that the same thing at 100 degrees Celsius, that is 373 Kelvin. So moment you raise the temperature, so at say 373 Kelvin, what happens is you get paraphenol sulfonic acid. So what is the action of sulfuric acid on phenol at different temperature? Now here, Manasvi, there could be a question. The question they can ask is, why dilute sulfuric acid is not reacting? See, dilute sulfuric acid, why both the cases we are talking only of concentrated sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid dissociates to form 2H plus SO4 minus 2. So SO4 minus 2 is not an electrophile, because what kind of reaction is this? This is an electrophilic substitution. This is a electrophilic and sulfate is not. What is the electrophile over here? The electrophile over here is when it's concentrated sulfuric acid, 2H2SO4 forms H3O plus HSO4 minus plus SO3. So sulfur trioxide is the electrophile over here. Is this point clear? Then what happens? Next reactions that we are coming to is coal-based synthesis. Very, very important. Is this clear? We have coal-based synthesis. So what happens in coal-based synthesis is, so Manasvi, you have to concentrate on coal-based synthesis, Raymer-Tayman reaction. These are two important reactions. I'll explain. See, what happens in coal-based synthesis is, you take, what do you call, phenol. You take phenol and you react it with, what do you call it, basically you react with NaOH. Why? Because sodium phenoxide is more reactive than, so you get sodium phenoxide, O minus Na plus. Is it clear? So what happens is, sodium phenoxide is more reactive. Sodium phenoxide is more reactive as compared to phenol, because last time I had discussed this with you, all that the number of charges in phenoxide is less, and in case of phenol it is more. Now this, when you react with carbon dioxide, okay, this when you react with carbon dioxide, what is going to happen? You will get this when you react with carbon. I'll take it here. This when you react with carbon dioxide, what happens is you get salicylic acid. You get salicylic acid. So I told you, phenols show electrophilic substitution. Is this clear? How does it happen? Look, I'll explain. You have phenol, and when you have carbon dioxide, C double bond OO, what happens is there's a shift in bonded pair of electron. So what is going to happen? Carbon is going to become positive and oxygen is going to become negative. And you have H over here. So what is going to happen is the carbon positively charged is going to attack over here. And what will happen? You will get this compound, this intermediate, OH, correct, H, and this is C double bond OO minus. So what will happen then? This H plus will come over here, this double bond will be restored, and that is how you get salicylic acid. Now what is the entrance exam question in this? One to of course, that what happens when phenol is treated with carbon dioxide and what do you call? This is one question which they directly ask. But what is the other question? Look at OH and COH. 1, 2, 3. Between them, there can be a intramolecular hydrogen bonding. There can be a intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So what happens? Like I told you last time, the orthonitrophenol, you also have over here salicylic acid is steam volatile. Just let me see who is this calling. Manan Sejpal. 1 minute. हाँ मनन बोल. अरे बस तेरे राज में चल रहा है. तेरा क्या चल रहा है? पढ़ाई वढ़ाई क्या सिचुएशन क्या है? हाँ वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. अच्छा, बट यू वाई डू वांट टू डू फूड टेक्नोलॉजी? बिकॉज यू बेसिकली तुम लोग तो कोर केमिकल्स में है ना. हाँ बराबर. हाँ 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 हाँ. ओह अच्छा अच्छा. अरे वंडरफुल. फिर करके आइए मोनाश में. जुलाई, अभी तो बहुत टाइम है रे. व्हाट हैपेंड टू योर कजन सिस्टर जो था उसका क्या हो गया? अच्छा 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 अच्छा. गुड गुड. उसका भी 4 साल हो गया रे अभी ना, ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ कंप्लीशन. हाँ बराबर बराबर बराबर. हाँ हाँ करेक्ट करेक्ट. अरे आई एम वेरी हैप्पी यार मनन. गॉड ब्लेस यू. Health is okay, and then I have started my own company AKP Learning Solutions Private Limited बोल के. We are an edtech business में है अभी. इनफैक्ट लाइव लेक्चर्स चल रहा है. वी आर गिविंग लाइव लेक्चर्स, ऑनलाइन लाइव लेक्चर्स, प्लस हम लोग का खुद का रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स का ये है. प्लस ये आना कभी मुलुंड आ जाना एक दिन ऐसे ही. वी कैन टॉक इट आउट. हाँ आई हैव गॉट इनटू टेक. तू ये इसमें देखना अपना, यू गो इनटू दिस थिंग गूगल एंड यू कैन फाइंड आउट AKP लर्निंग, एक्यूरेट नॉलेज विद प्रिसिशन, AKP लर्निंग सॉल्यूशंस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. हाँ हाँ नहीं नहीं एवरीथिंग इज एडटेक में. मतलब हम लोग का खुद का IIT JEE के लिए पोर्टल है फॉर टेस्टिंग, समझा. फिर एडुमेट बोल के एक प्रोडक्ट है विच इज़ एट द मोमेंट गिविंग रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स फॉर केमिस्ट्री. बाद में फिजिक्स भी बायो भी आएगा. फिर एडुमेट लाइव बोल के लाइव ये गोटा पोर्टल वेरी सिमिलर टू जूम. तो हम लोग का पोर्टल से मैं लेक्चर ले रहा हूँ. एंड वी गोट अ स्कूल मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम. ऐसे सब चालू किए हैं. नॉट येट देयर इज मनी ना रिक्वायर्ड ना. तभी पहला तो मैं अपना पुश कर रहा हूँ. लेट मी सी इफ आई गेट 500 स्टूडेंट्स इन केमिस्ट्री ऑल इंडिया. If I get 500 students in all India, then 50 तो बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए आएगा. Then I can employ them ना. अगर 5-5 स्टूडेंट मिलेगा तो फिर तो फायदा नहीं है ना. Basically, USP is, I mean, if you see the product now, then you'll understand the USP. Now we have put 80,000 questions of JEE and NEET अपना पोर्टल में. इससे आगे क्या पूछ सकता है? 10,000 करता है. अभी एक स्टूडेंट है जिसने 10,000 किया है अभी तक हाईएस्ट. हाँ आ जाए एक दिन मनन. यू कम. हाँ ओके. एक दिन मुलुंड मिलते हैं. Okay, चल बाय बाय, टेक केयर, ऑल द बेस्ट, ऑल द कंग्रेचुलेशंस. Yeah. I'm sorry I took this call because an old student of mine, Manan, from Ghatkopar, he has got admission in food technology in Monash University in Australia. But they're basically been to business. They have a chemical engineering chemical factory. I know that. So, acha hai, like, you know, when your old students remember you. So listen, अभी क्या हो गया कि ये OH इधर आ गया. So I told you how we were talking about intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So this becomes steam volatile. This becomes steam volatile. Okay, तो याद रखना. Last time I talked about orthonitrophenol, वो भी steam volatile है. Okay, अभी मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Yeah, I should get more space now. Okay, so this was about coal-based synthesis. Then we have, where is the cloth? Then we have Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Okay. Then we have what we call as Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Reimann. This, see, I tell you, Carnizoros, Reimer-Tiemann, R-E-I-M-E-R-T-I-E-M-A-N-N. These are 3-4 words which I have always made a mistake. One more I make a mistake, I'll tell you what. Double N use karna. So, Reimer-Tiemann reaction. So, what happens in Reimer-Tiemann reaction is, you take phenol and react it. You take phenol and react it with chloroform CHCl3 and NaOH. Okay, and what do you get? You get an intermediate. Okay, the intermediate is CHCl2. Okay, and this on hydrolysis will give you what? Will give you salicyl aldehyde. वो salicylic acid था ना, it will give you salicyl aldehyde. C double bond OH. What is this? This is salicyl aldehyde. So now let us try to understand ये होता कैसे. Listen carefully. See, what happens is, when you react chloroform CHCl3 with NaOH or KOH, dehydrohalogenation takes place, and from the entrance exam point of view, you should know that the intermediate formed is carbyl chloride. The intermediate formed is carbyl chloride. Okay, तो अभी क्या हो रहा है? Listen. तो carbyl chloride is an electron deficient species. So you have H और ये CCl2 है, इसका इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट है, तो शिफ्ट इन बॉन्डेड पेयर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन, ये कार्बन नेगेटिव हो जाएगा बराबर. ये डबल बॉन्ड इधर शिफ्ट हुआ तो ये कार्बन नेगेटिव हुआ, इससे बॉन्ड बन जाता है. नाउ वी वांट टू रेस्टोर द पाई बॉन्ड अगेन. तो क्या होगा? ये जो है H, ये इधर आ जाएगा एंड द पाई बॉन्ड विल बी रेस्टोर्ड. सो दैट इज हाउ यू गेट दिस कंपाउंड CHCl2. Now this CHCl2 on hydrolysis, again you react with NaOH. What is going to happen? You will get a gem diol. You will get CHOH OH. You will get a gem diol. Is this point clear? And gem diols are unstable. So ये H और ये OH, it will eliminate water and we will get salicylaldehyde. So once again salicylaldehyde, इसका H और इसका O, there will be intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So from the entrance exam point of view, remember this is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So intramolecular hydrogen bonding में क्या होगा? This also will be steam volatile. So aniline, orthonitrophenol, salicylic acid and salicylaldehyde, all of them are steam volatile. That means they can be separated by using steam distillation. Okay, तो पहला एक से स्टार्ट किया aniline 11th में, essential oils भी बोला, अभी we have expanded the scope. So these are 5 MCQs that we have solved. Is this point clear? Then lastly, what do we come to? Which reaction do we come to? We are talking about reaction with zinc dust. So this actually now, if you look at some of the CBSE books now, this is a part of actually how benzene is made. Preparation of benzene में आता है. तो वो लोग ने इधर we are discussing in phenol. So reaction with zinc dust. So when you react, zinc is an excellent reducing agent. So what does a reducing agent do? What does a reducing agent do? A reducing agent, what do you call? Removes oxygen from an oxide. We saw in metallurgy, carbon and carbon monoxide are good reducing agent. Zinc also is a good reducing agent. So what happens? You simply get you get benzene and zinc oxide. So this can be a method of preparation of benzene. नहीं होता generally because coal tar distillation is large scale method. Okay. Then we come to a very important point. How will you distinguish? How will you distinguish alcohol and phenol? How will you distinguish alcohol and phenol? See, we use neutral ferric chloride. You will have this in your practicals probably if at all they start. See, there the chances of college starting again has become very bleak because I was told that in Kerala they started the schools and in one school 90 students have tested positive for corona. So that experience would be a bad experience for all the states. Now everybody will get scared. So I don't know what is going to happen. So we have neutral ferric chloride. Now you'll ask me, sir, why neutral ferric chloride? Why not just ferric chloride? See, this is where the concept of ionic comes in. Ferric chloride, FeCl3, reacts with water. It's a hydrolysis. Okay, what is the reaction called? Hydrolysis. And what are you going to get? You're going to get FeOH whole twice, FeOH whole thrice plus H plus. Is this point clear? So and plus of course Cl minus. So acidity will be developed. So that's why, how do we prepare neutral ferric chloride? You will not believe. We will add ferric chloride in water and then go on adding ammonia to neutralize the H plus ion till the first precipitate comes in. First sign of precipitation, we know that it has become neutral. We filter that and then we use neutral ferric chloride. Got the point? So that's why we say, because otherwise the solution will be acidic. We don't want acidic solution. So neutral ferric chloride with alcohol, no color change. So generally this gives violet color. Sorry, with what I forgot to tell you. With phenol, it gives a violet coloration. It gives a violet coloration. Is this point clear? So this was a very important point over here. This is clear. So apart from the fact that phenols are flaky, phenols have carbolic odor, those are physical tests. Now when you smell it, you get a carbolic odor. Is this clear? Phenols have carbolic odor. Then phenols chemically give this. Then when you add bromine water, you get 2,4,6 tribromophenol, which is a white precipitate. So there are many tests that we have to use, then confirm that this is phenol. Is this clear? So with this we have finished phenol. Let us start with ethers. So I think today is Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Monday we'll finish off MCQs of this chapter, and then we can have a test. Is this clear? And I have got only 2 papers. I think Krish and Swarno have submitted the written paper. I wish you submit it by tomorrow, ताकि I can correct it. Aryan, you are not a CET student, you told me. So for you, though, that question paper is far more important, written exam. Manasvi and Swarno de diya hai, so others have not given. So what I'll do is, I'll correct tomorrow your paper and send it across, okay? Today I don't know, I didn't really do anything because I was too lazy today. So listen, I was not lazy, I was doing all other work other than this, calling up people, and there was a lot of other work. So listen, we come to ethers. When you talk of ether, what happens is, what are ethers? Ethers are, there are 3 definitions. Ethers are dialkyl derivative of water. Ethers are dialkyl derivative of water. ये एक definition है. Means you have water, HOH. Replace the alkyl group, hydrogen with alkyl group. So it's dialkyl derivative of water. See, water had an angle of 104. This will have an angle of 111. Now why is the angle increasing? That's an entrance exam question. Why? Because there is more repulsion between, there is greater repulsion. There is greater repulsion between bonded electrons. So ये R जो है, suppose CH3 है, so these are bonded electrons. Now this and the CH3 का bonded of the other alkyl group, they repel, and then they increase the angle between the bonded electrons. Between the bonded electrons. Is this clear? Then the other definition is they are alkyl derivative of alcohol. Ethers are alkyl derivative of alcohol. See, we know alcohol is ROH. Is this point clear? Alcohol, we have time. Alcohol is ROH. I at least finish the methods of preparation and reactions. Not much is there. Is this clear? So what happens is, so ethers are alkyl derivative. See, alcohol is ROH. So what happens? H is replaced by ROR dash. So we get ether. Is this point clear? Then the next is what? The next one we have is they are alkyl derivative of alcohol. The most important one, because this is the basis of the nomenclature, that they are alkoxy derivative of alkane. So this is an important definition, and even in the board, if they ask what are ethers, for God's sake, you always say it is alkoxy derivative of alkane. Why? Because this becomes the basis of nomenclature. Then we have general formula. General formula is CnH2n plus 2O. Now this general formula CnH2n plus 2O is also for monohydric alcohol. So what is the entrance exam question that will come out of this? That ethers and monohydric alcohol Ethers and monohydric alcohol are functional isomers. Are functional isomers. Is this point clear? They are functional isomers. Okay. तो ये हो गया अपना क्या? Then we also have a property called as metamers. So what is metamerism in case of? So what is metamerism? Oh, I'll write it over here. We got space now. So what is metamerism? See, what happens in metamerism is that molecular formula same, functional group is also same. So molecular formula same, functional group is same, molecular formula is same, functional group is same. Only the alkyl group attached to divalent oxygen, alkyl group attached to divalent oxygen, alkyl group attached to are different. So what would be an example of metamer? What would be an example of metamer? Diethyl ether, C2H5O, C2H5, CH3, CH2, CH2O, CH3, 1 methoxypropane, and CH3CO, CH3, 2 methoxypropane. So all of them have the same molecular formula, same functional group, that is divalent oxygen attached to alkyl group, but only thing is the alkyl group attached are different. So this is metamerism. Okay. Now we come to methods of preparation. I am skipping the what do you call nomenclature part. We will concentrate more on what you call reactions and methods of preparation and so on, because there is a lot of concept involved in that. Okay. So what we have now is, listen carefully, when we talk of methods of preparation, what happens is, first method is from alcohol. Let us take first is alkyl halide, easy. Alkyl halide, क्योंकि अभी अभी halogen का revision हुआ है ना. What is this called as? This is called as Williamson synthesis. This is called as Williamson synthesis. So what happens is, listen carefully, we have RX and alkyl halide, and we have RONA, that is sodium alkoxide. So when you heat it, what happens? You get ROR plus NaX. This is ether. Now I told you, what is the entrance exam question that we can think about in this? That this reaction is only true for, I'll take an example quickly. Okay. Oh, I don't need to, because I have discussed this 3 times. So this reaction is only true for, what? It's only true for primary alkyl halide. Primary alkyl halide. Correct? What happens with tertiary alkyl halide? With tertiary alkyl halide, elimination precedes substitution. Elimination precedes substitution. That is what is going to happen. The question they'll ask is, The product formed when tertiary butyl bromide reacts with sodium methoxide, CH3ONA. It's not tertiary butyl methyl ether. It is clear. Students may make that mistake. You will get isobutylene, CH3, double bond CH2, plus what do we have? We have NaBr plus CH3OH. So this is a very important, this is the question which we can expect in any entrance examination. This is clear. So this was the first method of preparation. The second is from alcohol. Give me a minute, I'll just have a glass of water and then we will, start again. So alcohol all the methods. Third is from diazomethane. Alcohol ka 2 hai. Okay, give me a minute and then, then we'll finish the reactions. So, are you finding this? I am putting this thing in our YouTube channel Edumate Plus. Are you finding this useful? At least, Manasvi, did you go back and you missed some lectures, correct? But were you able to access? Were you able to access the YouTube channel and get this thing? Manasvi, I am asking you, तुमको फायदा हुआ बाद में YouTube channel का? Because a lot of processing we are doing out here to put it in the YouTube channel. तुमको फायदा हुआ क्या उसका? कृष, तुमको कुछ फायदा हुआ? स्वर्णो?
हेलो,
हाँ बोल.
हाँ सर, हो रहा है
ना, तो फिर कंटिन्यू करते हैं. आज भी मैं रिकॉर्डिंग को रखा है बिकॉज उसको एटलीस्ट एक्सपोर्ट करने को ना वो इफ आई हैव टू डू व्हाट यू कॉल पुट इट इन द एडिटर एंड देन कोलैट इट एंड थोड़ा बहुत इसमें एडिटिंग करता है, रॉ फुटेज डालता है, बट एक्सपोर्टिंग इट टू द यूट्यूब चैनल 7 घंटा लगता है मालूम है एक्चुअली ये होने को. तो अभी लेक्चर के बाद हम लोग डालते हैं तो सुबह वो एक्सपोर्ट हो जाता है, फिर देन पर जिस दिन 2 लेक्चर रहता है देन इट बिकम्स अ प्रॉब्लम. सो फ्रॉम अल्कोहल द फर्स्ट मेथड इज बाय इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर डिहाइड्रेशन ऑफ अल्कोहल. इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर डिहाइड्रेशन ऑफ अल्कोहल. So I told you, a question कैसा पूछता है, what is the action of concentrated sulfuric acid on alcohol at different temperature? So 170 जो था that was ethylene मिला अपने को, 140 में that is 414. So if you take ethyl alcohol C2H5OH plus C2H5OH in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid at 414 Kelvin, 140 degrees centigrade. So what are you going to get? You are going to intermolecular dehydration, OH, H, see that. So what are you going to get? You are going to get C2H5, OC2H5 plus H2O. So this is also called as, is a large scale method actually. So this is the large scale method of preparation of, this is large scale method, and what happens is this is also called as continuous etherification process. Continuous etherification process. ये हो गया एक मेथड. And this is generally used for what? For preparing diethyl ether. Okay. Then the second method from alcohol is what? The second method is from diazomethane. From diazomethane. See, you have alcohol, ROH alcohol plus CH2N2, okay, in presence of HBF4. सी कभी भी ये रिएक्शन में हीटिंग साइन नहीं डालने का, टेक्स्ट बुक में भी मिस्टेक में डाल देते हो लोग, नहीं डालने का। डायजोमीथेन इज हाईली एक्सप्लोसिव, इट इज क्लियर। तो टेम्परेचर थोड़ा भी देगा इट विल एक्सप्लोड, तो इसलिए नहीं करता है। तो व्हाट हैपेंस इज, देख ये H इधर आया तो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू गेट, यू गोइंग टू गेट ROCH3 plus N2. The drawback of this method is, what is the drawback of this method? The drawback of this method is that one of the alkyl groups will always be a methyl group. So one of the alkyl group is always methyl. ये एक है, and a general statement from the entrance exam point of view, all these reactions 1 2 3 all these reactions follow, ये important है from the entrance exam point of view. What is it? all these reactions follow SN2 mechanism. So all of them follow SN2 mechanism. Is this point clear? तो ये हो गया methods of preparation. Is this clear? So then ethers are least reactive. So why are ethers least reactive? That's why it's a popular solvent, na? It is used as solvent. So ethers are least reactive में क्या हो जाता है? Why are ethers least reactive? उसका भी एक वो MCQ बन सकता है, तो वो कैसे आंसर करें? Is this clear? So we have ethers are least reactive chemically. Why? Because very simple. Let us take the COC bond. In this what happens? Carbon is sp3 hybridized, oxygen is sp3 hybridized, carbon is sp3. So it's a hybrid orbital, overlapping a hybrid orbital, very strong bond. And what is the funda of any chemical reaction? In any chemical reaction, the reactant bonds have to be broken and product bonds have to be formed. अगर reactant bond ही break नहीं हुआ तो product कैसे बनेगा? So that is why, because it's chemically reactive, we have very few reactions with ether. Is this clear? And one of the reaction is reaction with hot and cold HI. So when you come to chemical properties, what happens? Reaction with hot HI. तो फिर पहला कोल्ड करते हैं. Reaction with cold HI. What happens is, if let us take three cases when both the alkyl groups are same, C2H5, OC2H5. When both the alkyl groups attached to divalent oxygen is same, then when they react with HI at 0 degrees centigrade, so mainly 0 degrees centigrade, what happens? You get a molecule of alcohol C2H5OH plus C2H5I. ये होता है पहला. Is this point clear? Then when alkyl groups are different, so second case क्या रहेगा? When alkyl groups are different and they are straight chain and they are not branched so you will have a situation like this: CH3 CH2 OCH3, ethyl methyl ether. So what happens in case of ethyl methyl ether? You react with HI. The higher alkyl group forms the alcohol. So what is going to happen? The higher alkyl group forms alcohol. So what is going to happen now? You have CH3 CH2OH plus CH3I. Okay, why? Let's answer that. Because what happens is, look, you have CH3 CH2O CH3. This HI splits to form what? HI splits to form H plus and I minus. So H plus attacks this oxygen. So what is going to happen? You have CH3 CH2 OH plus CH3. Now if this were to break and create methyl carbonium ion, it is not stable. Ethyl carbon, it is not stable. So what happens is, the iodide ion cannot attack this carbon. Why? Because methyl group is a large group, steric hindrance. So what does iodide do? Simply it attacks this. So what kind of reaction is this? This is substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. And what happens? The iodide A and this bond then breaks. This bond then breaks for you to get. Now if the alkyl group is branched, okay, let's take, we have space over here. Suppose if I have CH3 CH3H OCH3, this is 2-methoxypropane. This is 2-methoxypropane. Now when you react with HI, okay, what happens? First, the story is that alkyl iodide of the branch chain is formed. Even though it is higher, the rule changes. Even though it's a higher alkyl group, alkyl iodide of the of the branch chain is formed. So you get CH3 CH3HI, that is 2-iodopropane and methyl alcohol. Is this point clear? अभी इसमें क्या होएगा? Listen carefully. 2-iodopropane and methyl alcohol. Now why is it so? Because what happens is, now when H plus ion attacks, okay, this bond can easily break. Why? Because it's more branching SN1. Isopropyl carbonium ion is stable. So it forms isopropyl carbonium ion and methyl alcohol. And then the iodide attacks it and you get this. So with unbranched alkyl group, it follows SN2 mechanism. That is the entrance exam question. With branched, it forms SN1. Is this clear? Then what do we have? Then we have with hot HI. With hot HI, now here what happens is, this HI cleavages both the bond, and what do you get? You get 2 moles of C2H5I plus H2. So whether it is branched, whether it is mixed ether or simple ether. So when both the alkyl groups are same, simple ether, or symmetrical, when both are different, mixed or unsymmetrical ether, whatever be the condition, it will form 2 moles of alkyl iodide. Is this clear? Then the next reaction that we have to talk about is, listen carefully, we have to talk about reaction with sulfuric acid, or say hydrolysis. Let's put it this way. We have hydrolysis. So whatever ether you have, ROR, normally it's not going to undergo hydrolysis. Why? I told you carbon oxygen bond is sp3 overlap. Is this point clear? But at under pressure, high temperature, and with dilute sulfuric acid, 3 conditions. देखो बोर्ड में क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, ये तीनों कंडीशन का मार्क्स है. What will you get? You will get 2 moles of alcohol. Simply you will get 2 moles of alcohol. Is this clear? I'll stop here today. I'm a little bit tired. I don't know why. Okay, I've not been keeping well since morning. I just didn't do any work today because of that. I have just one small 3 reactions to take up anisole ka.